Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Mount & Blade Bannerlord and we're doing another guide. This one's going to be the family heritage, so what to pick, what does each one mean, all that sort of stuff. And this is going to be a follow-up to the last one I did that was kind of like this, and that one was the best starting faction strength. I went through the cultures and kind of their buffs and starting strength for each faction, what their best units, you know, that sort of stuff. Kind of giving people an idea of what they should do just starting a new game. And this one is a requested follow-up for that one to kind of go through the family heritage and see what each one does and what's the best way to go for certain playstyles in each one. So let's just go through all of them one at a time. This shouldn't take too long. And let's dive on in, figure it all out. So after choosing the best faction for your playstyle in Mount & Blade Bannerlord, which is what I went through in that last video, so if you haven't seen it yet and you are curious about that, definitely go check it out. But if you've done that, the next step is to pick your family heritage. And this is not influenced by what faction you pick. The words and names may be different, but all of them have the same effect. So each faction has all the same options, so no worries there. So the options that you're giving are, it's going to say you were born into a family of, and then it'll say a Baron's Retainers or some, you know, variation of that, Urban Merchants, Yeomen, Urban Blacksmiths, Hunters, or Mercenaries. So basically, like I said, so each faction, the first thing you pick is culture. Once you do that, each one, it'll have different words there. So it could say a Boyar's Retainers or something like that. So the words will be different, but essentially that's what each one of them is going to break down to. So let's go through each one of them one at a time. So if you choose Baron's Retainers, it says your father was a bailiff for a local feudal magnate. He looked after his lieges' estates, resolved disputes in the village, and helped train the village levies. He rode with the Lord's cavalry, fighting as an armored knight. So if you choose this one, it provides 10 skill level and 1 focus point to riding and polearms, and 1 attribute point to social. The next option you're going to have is the Urban Merchants option. So it says your family were merchants in one of the main cities of the kingdom. They organized caravans to nearby towns and were active in the local merchants guild. This one provides 10 skill level and 1 focus point to trade and charm, and 1 attribute point to intelligence. Next, there's the Yeoman option. So it says your family were small farmers with just enough land to feed themselves and make a small profit. People like them were the pillars of the kingdom's economy, as well as the backbone of the levy. This one provides 10 skill level and 1 focus point to polearm and crossbow, and 1 attribute point to endurance. The next option is the Urban Blacksmith. It says your family owned a smithy in a city, your father played an active, if minor, role in the town council, and also served on the militia. This one provides 10 skill level and 1 focus point to smithing and two-handed, and 1 attribute point to vigor. The next option is Hunters, so it says your family lived in a village but did not own their own land. Instead, your father supplemented paid jobs with long trips in the woods, hunting and trapping, always keeping a wary eye for the Lord's game wardens. So basically, poachers would be more accurate for this one. It says hunting provides 10 skill levels and 1 focus point to scouting and crossbow, and 1 attribute point to cunning. Ironic that it gives you crossbow stuff instead of archery, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. So the last option here is Mercenaries. And for this one it says, your father joined one of Vlandia's many mercenary companies, composed of men who got such a taste for war in their lord's service that they never took well to peace. Their crossbowmen were much valued across Calradia. Your mother was a camp follower, taking you along in the wake of bloody campaigns. Mercenaries provide 10 skill level and 1 focus point to roguery and crossbow, and 1 attribute point to control. So to pick the right family heritage, you have to understand how the skills in the game work and know that you can go down various routes and nothing locks you into anything. You know, you can choose these and you can always learn other things and develop other skills later. Basically, this isn't a decision-based RPG. You can build up any skill at any point, so you could focus real heavily on two-handed weapons early in the game and then switch over entirely to lancers and crossbows later in the game if you wanted. You know, you could do whatever you want. Trade can always be developed, smithing can always be developed, all the leadership skills. So basically these are just going to give you a starting boost at the beginning of the game. They're going to be important for early game stuff, and if you want to blitzkrieg one particular path, like you really want to be a ranged person, well then Hunter's probably going to be a good way to go. If you want to rob villages and play like a rogue, the Mercenary could be a good option. If you plan to ride around on horseback and poke people with polearms, the Baron's Retainers is definitely the best option, since you'll likely be doing a lot of battles on horseback anyway. If you're looking to play the game as a merchant, and if you followed my previous video, you probably went with the Azurai culture, because for the merchant mentality, for their buffs, it's definitely the best way to go. Then if you did that, then the urban merchants is probably your best choice here. Ultimately, you need to think about how you want to play Bannerlord and then choose, these options accordingly. After you choose your family background, there's going to be several other options that'll, prompt you on through it. Basically, each one of these is going to continue building on the skills from your first one. So they all go through. I don't feel it's important to break down each and every one, but they will increase certain things. So if you're going for that merchant one, you're definitely going to want to look for areas where you can do that, whether it's increasing your charm or trading or whatever, or if you're going to go for straight up warrior, that two-handed feeling, then you're going to want to look for ones that are going to boost that, or they're going to boost your control or your vigor, I should say, because they're they're going to be those combat-oriented skills. So basically, you just read through the descriptions one at a time, and it's going to help you build up that first starting advantage to whatever you want to play the game as. So that's actually all for today. It's a nice short video. I hope it was useful and I hope you enjoyed it. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.